into the danger zone.
The Drew Yari Show.
The Drew Yari Show.
Hell yeah. Stupid idiot.
Drew Yari. The Drew Yari Show begins now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The Drew Yari Show.
Let's do it.
Not much. I have the Eagles and Giants game on, so that's just on in the background.
Yeah, me too. I don't expect the Giants to win. So
Yeah, so far it looks like it's going to be like a shutout. Which, granted, I don't really give a fuck about either team, especially the Eagles. But yeah, Giants ain't win shit.
yeah, I mean, at least right now. I mean, it's I mean, they have a chance of coming back, but I just don't see it right now on the first few possessions of the game.
So, what is it? Jacksonville lost. We already know that. That was kind of close, but, Chiefs are just that good. Mahomes is that good. Let's see. And then tomorrow we got the game that everyone's looking to see more, and that's Cowboys and Niners.
Yeah, and you have the I was gonna say and you also have the Bengals and Bills.
I kind of want the Bills to win that, personally. I don't know. It's just I think the Bills are a better team. But I don't know. I think whoever's coming out of the AFC is winning it.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, if I sound like I'm really out of it, I'll just kind of, long story short, last night I had some special cakes, if you catch my drift.
Special cakes, okay.
Some pineapple upside down cakes that my best friend's mom made, and it has a special ingredient, if you guys don't already know what I'm referring to.
Okay,
but,
some edibles, okay.
Edibles, there you go. And I ate them, and I'm still... I mean, I'm not high anymore. The high went away, but I was feeling it because, all day I've been tired as shit. Like, there were points where I almost fell asleep before the show started, but luckily I didn't. But, hey, it's Friday. I had to have fun somehow.
There you go.
But anyways, let's start this Q&A show. This is, I think, the 8th Q&A show, or I think it might even be more than that. I don't know. I need to go back and look. But welcome, guys. Welcome to another Q&A show, the first Q&A show of the year, or the only Q&A show of the year. And I imagine this is jam-packed with questions. And you already know who I am. This is Justin from Spinebuster Tees. How you doing, man?
Doing good, man. Enjoying some weekend divisional playoff football, and did watch a little bit of New Japan. Caught up on some New Japan stuff over the day today, with the whole Okada situation. But yeah, other than that, I'm doing well.
What's going on with Okada?
Basically, so it was New Japan versus Noah, right? So, which is another Japanese company, and basically in the match, I think it was a tag match, with their champion, Kiyomiya, basically like kicked Okada in the head, like like a shoot kick in the middle of the match. It was still part of storyline, but it was a shoot kick though, and Okada gave him some shots back, and I guess it's just leading to an interpromotional champion versus champion match for New Japan versus Noah. So very interesting. A lot of people were raving about it online. So yeah, good stuff.
Nice. Speaking of good stuff, let's start with these questions. So, Dr. Kevin has the first question of the night. Baron Corbin as a future WWE Hall of Famer, do you think he should be one? And do you think it will happen?
He is not main event worthy at this time. We have seen people in the Hall of Fame who people actually question who are in the Hall of Fame, like people question Bruce Beefcake sometimes, and people question Coco Beware. I mean, WWE, they look at their career far more than just WWE. So with Baron Corbin in particular, he came from the NFL, played for the Arizona Cardinals, and got into NXT and he had an okay run in NXT. He really just established his character, the Lone Wolf character, and then he came out to the main roster with different gimmicks, things of that nature. But as of right now, I don't really see him as in the Hall of Fame. Like, he'll probably need to be there for another 5 to 7 years, a few more decent storylines. And maybe at least one run with the world title, in my opinion, to be Hall of Fame worthy. So there you go.
Yeah, I mean, because I don't know, it's a WWE Hall of Fame. So if this were like the actual wrestling Hall of Fame, what is it, the Cauliflower Alley Club? Then no. But since it's WWE Hall of Fame, he'll more than likely get in because it's WWE. They got put in. They put everyone in. I mean, there are only like a few mid-card names, they only need like a few mid-card names to put in their Hall of Fame that they haven't already. But, yeah, Corbin, it's weird with Corbin. It seems like they want to push him, but they know he sucks.
Okay, I don't think he sucks, but
he's pretty bad. Sorry.
I mean, he's not on TV at all.
I mean, I'm sorry, but he's bad. He's just bad. He's never improved in the 6 years that he's been on television.
Are you talking about his in-ring work, or are you talking about his promo ability, or exactly why do you think he sucks?
Well, dude, everything. And I'm not trying to be like overly harsh to where I sometimes am, but it's just like in these 7 years, I guess you want to call it 8 years, maybe 9. That's including NXT television when it was still on the network. I'll count as NXT work. Fuck it. Like his whole thing is I'm a badass, but it doesn't really come off that way. Like I'm pretty sure he can whoop my ass. I'm pretty sure he can whoop anyone's ass, but it's like the guy just doesn't have the overall look. Like they had to give him a shirt to cover up the fact that he had a belly. I mean, again, you don't need to have, 6-pack abs to be tough, but for them, it's like, we need this guy to actually look like something. And he doesn't. He really cannot get in shape. He can't shed that, that belly. And just his promos just don't work. I mean, to his credit, he gets the heel aspect of things. He knows how to act like a heel because he just looks like a very unlikable person. Or he just has that cadence of being a very unlikable person, but he's lasted this long, and going back to what I said earlier about the company, they want to keep these start and stop pushes with him, but they know he's just not very good. Like he cannot be their world champion because he will not draw.
No. Yeah, for sure.
And the guy can't have a good match with anyone.
I disagree with. I think he's a serviceable in-ring guy. Not fantastic, not great, but I think he's serviceable on what he does in the ring. And his biggest detractor, he's just not charismatic. His promo is not good at all. He's good as a heel to get heat, so he can do that. So I think his biggest strong points is he's a decent, okay in-ring guy. In-ring big guy, I should say. Not even, technical, obviously, but... And he can get heel heat with his, with his cadences. But his look, as of right now, I don't really like his look. Don't like his in-ring, his entrance music. Don't like his promo ability, obviously, there. So, there's more things not to like about Baron Corbin than like, but I mean, but there's worse people in the company right now that's actually wrestling for WWE other than Baron Corbin. So
It's like gender. Jesus.
I mean, yeah, gender, fucking Omos. I mean, you know,
Almost. Yeah, almost is pretty rough. Just.
uh,
But thank you, Dr. Kevin. Next is CM Goof. He's gonna get his big old batch of questions out of the way.
sweet.
Let's see. First question: if muffins are bald pancakes, are cupcakes just muffins with a toupee?
If muffins are bald pancakes, are cupcakes just muffins with a toupee? Yeah, sure.
Sure.
I think so.
Yeah, sure. Goof, why not? Is Dr. Kevin really a doctor? I mean, I would think so.
I would think so. I mean, he has doctor in the title.
Yeah, you can't call yourself a doctor if not really a doctor. I mean, wouldn't that be illegal? Who's going to the Super Bowl and who's winning it? My financial future may or may not depend on your predictions.
Well, we're not financial advisors, so that's on you, brother.
Goof said I botched the first question. I don't know what that meant. How did I botch the first question, Goof? But who's going to the Super Bowl and who's winning it? I think whoever is coming out of the AFC is going to win it. So I'm going to go with the Chiefs.
I got Bills versus Cowboys because I can't honestly like the other three teams in the NFC I can't stand, and I can't say that well, the Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl. No, that's not in my DNA. But I'll go with the Bills to beat the Cowboys in the Super Bowl.
All right, not a bad matchup.
They'll finally get their revenge because the Cowboys beat the Bills 2 times back-to-back years, and the Bills went to 4 straight Super Bowls and never won one. So that'll be like the ultimate sweet revenge for that franchise.
Wasn't one of those Super Bowls that they had? It was snowing.
No.
Or am I?
Not that I remember. They're down. I don't. If there was a snowy Super Bowl, that was probably back like in the 70s or 60s. But yeah, nothing for sure. I know in the 90s and the 2000s, and yeah, I didn't really because most Super Bowls were like in warm climate weather. They had like a lot of Super Bowls in like California and in New Orleans. They used the hell in New Orleans and Atlanta and fucking Miami for sure. Oh my god, man! They use those stadiums a lot. So.
Next is for me. You're coming on 5 years as a podcaster. What inspired your decision to become a podcaster, and why was it to prove Kevin Castle was wrong about you never being able to make it in the podcasting business? You just said it, Goof. It was to prove Kevin Castle wrong. He told me I would never be anything, and he still tells me I'll never be anything. But we'll prove that son of a bitch wrong.
Yeah, son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch, you're fired. Lacey Evans' new finisher idea. Full Nelson Slam, but it's called the Uncle Sam. The Patriots' old finisher, and a play on the name of a fictional character, Uncle Sam. Discuss.
I
mean, what do you think?
I mean, it's creative, so sure.
That wouldn't be bad. I mean, her whole thing is, I'm Mrs. America. I'm the new Sergeant Slaughter. So why the fuck not? Wait. All right, Goof is saying I confused the word cupcakes with pancakes. Do you realize that what the pastry mafia will do to you for such an insult? I think he's asking me. If muffins are fucking, I can't talk tonight. If muffins are bald pancakes, are cupcakes just muffins with a toupee? Oh, I guess I did. I guess I did botch it. My bad.
Yeah, sure.
I'm sorry. Again, I'm high. I'm still reeling off of a high from yesterday, so forgive me. Next question. It's been said that you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. By that logic, is it then much easier to do the opposite? I mean, yeah.
Turn a housewife into a hoe? Oh, absolutely.
I mean, Desperate Housewives? Come on. Why do you think you hear about all these stories about how housewives suddenly become freaking crazy? Or start...
Yeah, most housewives are still hoes anyway, so... There you go.
Exactly, so it's a double entendre. Jesus Christ. Michael Cera as James Bond or Shaft? Discuss.
Neither.
Well, Goof, James Bond is British and Michael Cera is not, and James Bond actually looks cool and he gets bitches, and he gets to kill bad guys. Michael Cera looks like he is a bitch. And Shaft is a black man.
Right, and you're talking to the supreme James Bond fan here. No, just him being all awkward and nerdy. That's not James Bond. You know what I mean? He's no.
That's like your reaction. No. The answer is no. Hold on, let me get to the next question. All right. This is kind of a long question. During Cena's run at the top of WWE, the audience and ratings gradually went down to what they are today. So why do people claim Cena is a massive draw and a big star, even on his big promoted return to SmackDown? He brought with him only a small increase, with roughly 30,000 more people watching that night than the week prior. Again, how is he a big star?
Well, a couple things. One, John Cena 2005, more people had cable in their homes. It wasn't streaming services as of yet. So like Netflix and stuff. People were still getting people were doing the DVD subscriptions through Netflix at the time. So basically there was more people who had cable back then to watch TV, and some of the things that people watched was wrestling. And gradually went on, and along with the terrible how should I say, terrible booking decisions, stuffing Cena down our throat. That was a combination of things, I think. But really, to me, it's the platform of streaming. You know what I mean? Why would I pay for cable when I could just, and especially back in trust me, because I used to do this as well, because I used to have an apartment, I used to not have any fucking money. I used to stream Raw and the pay-per-views and shit. In 2010, 2011, I didn't have to pay for cable. All I had to pay was for the internet and just do that. So if I was doing it, I'm pretty sure other people were doing it as well. So that, but in reference to his, to only getting 30,000 on the I guess it was the last SmackDown of the year. Well, I mean, really, that was the day before New Year's Eve. I think, and it was on a Friday, obviously. So I think a lot of people were just out. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And plus, it was the main event too as well. And they built it, but they didn't really build it like that. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is with that. I mean, Cena, despite that number there, Cena's still one of the better draws in WWE history. You can look at the ticket gates. You can look at his merchandise. His merchandise is definitely up there with Hogan and Austin for sure. You know what I mean? And he's still selling merch today. So yeah. I mean, yeah, he's still one of the biggest stars in the history of the company to me.
And yeah, I mean, that's not wrong. Kind of going back to his run, in which was when he started to get over, that was kind of the end of not. Let me kind of walk back my statement. So when he started to get over more is that's when the Super Cena thing came on. And I think it was a combination of, like you just said, there wasn't any streaming. There was just basic cable, and then stuff like Netflix, which was still DVDs and shit like that. I think the combination of there was a lot more to watch, and also kind of the casual fans that were getting tired of Cena. I mean, because Cena was still over. Cena was a draw. Cena was selling merch, and he was big with kids and women, mainly kids. People like Steve Austin, they were over right across the board with every demographic, if that's how you want to say it. The Rock,
also
same
mainstream.
thing. And also mainstream. Cena was a big name in the mainstream, but this is a time in wrestling started to not become this hot commodity like it was, for that short while in the 90s. So I don't know if that's the best way to explain it. But Cena's run was kind of the end of that old era of wrestling where, you didn't have streaming. And streaming, I think, has affected a lot of things.
Oh, no.
And not just wrestling. So,
like for example, like a ESPN is dying. Like no one watches like Sports Center anymore. The only time when people watch ESPN is for like First Take and like whatever games are on, like for whatever you watch. So like, and that's why I think Disney we didn't talk about this before, but like I think that'll be perfect for Disney to get live TV of Raw and possibly SmackDown on ESPN. Like that'll I won't say it saves the network, but it will help a dying network for that. So yeah, I mean that's something that they can definitely do as well if Disney ends up buying WWE.
I mentioned that on the show not so long ago. We were talking about the supposed buyers for the company, and I mentioned about Disney. Disney is good at marketing. Like they're great at marketing. When they bought Marvel back in 2010, 2011, Marvel was kind of not really a dying brand, but it was just like, you only knew about Marvel because of Spider-Man and the X-Men and the Hulk, and that's it. Once they bought it, they fucking marketed the shit out of that brand, and it's become a brand. When you think of comic books, when you think of superheroes, you think of Marvel. So, not to say that WWE is a dying brand, because it's still lucrative in spite of itself most of the time. Right. But I think with Disney could really market the shit out of it. Because eventually, like you said, Disney is going to want to do live TV again. Maybe on their Disney Plus app. And damn well they're going to raise prices for that.
Well, remember Disney bought ESPN, so like yeah. I'm thinking more of them using ESPN for WWE instead of just like this, so they can put WWE and like the network on ESPN Plus. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And just put because it's WWE on Disney Plus is like that doesn't really work. And plus ESPN knows how to do live sports content, right? Versus Disney, they never touched that before. So yeah, that in my opinion, I think that if Disney does buy ESPN, that's what I think they'll probably do with it. I'm sorry, not buy ESPN, WWE. I'm sorry, if Disney buys WWE, I think they'll probably ship it to ESPN and just let them handle it.
I mean,
completely off topic on this scene, but I think it kind of goes together in a way.
Oh yeah, it definitely does. Next one is if WWE were to decide to have a Miss Rumble 2023 swimsuit contest at the Rumble this year. 1, which 4 women would you have in it? 2, how badly do you think it would be received by fans and female talent in WWE? I'll answer the first question. I'll answer the second question first. I don't think it will be received well because I think that would kind of remind people of, when the divas or the divas and they were just used as like eye candy, which, we didn't complain when we were kids about, these hot ass women in the ring, having evening gown matches and lingerie pillow fights or whatever. We didn't complain, certainly. And there are a lot of beautiful women in wrestling today, which I wouldn't mind seeing in said matches. But it's one of those things of just like we've been wanting to see women's wrestling taken a lot seriously. So you'll have the people that are going to say, "Oh, they're regressing the women. They're back to being the diva." It's like, well, no, because again, there's a lot of beautiful women. Do you not want to? Are you curious to see how someone look in a bikini or whatever, or whatever you want to call it? So I don't know. It's one of those things of just like damned if you do, damned if you don't. More so do, but to go back to the first question, which 4 women would you have in it for a bikini contest? Swimsuit contest, I'm sorry. Who would I have in it? You go ahead and make your picks. I need to think about mine.
Well, to answer the second question, I definitely don't want to see that at all. Like, it'll just like kill the legitimacy of what they were trying to do to build up the women's revolution. I mean, and right now the women's rosters is not great anyway, but it'll just like completely kill it in my opinion. But so yeah, some of that I definitely wouldn't want to see, because like, you know, you can see these women in bikinis any other time. Just go to their Instagram or Twitter. Like, what's the big deal seeing it in a pay-per-view setting? But to answer your first question, if I had to pick 4 women, just off the top of my head, maybe Bianca, Rhea Ripley, I guess Alexa, and I guess Liv Morgan. I guess, I don't know, but again, like I said, it's not, you know. Again, well, you can see a lot of these types of pictures already online too. So, for me, it wouldn't really do anything for me personally.
Right. My 4 would be Io Shirai, because she has got a killer body. It's gotta be honest, I'm being a guy. Io Shirai, Liv Morgan, who just looks, I don't know, lately she's been looking good. I'm not even gonna lie. Not to say she looked like shit before, but I don't know. Just lately, she's been looking kind of good. Just me. Gigi Dolan and Bianca Belair. Those are my choices.
There you go.
Let's see. Next is an F, Marry, Kill. So we got to open this one.
Sure.
All right. Do you have yours open?
Yep.
All right, these are 3 women's wrestlers, I'm assuming. Lady Shani from AAA Luchador, B-Fab, and Maki Ito. We already know who's dying.
I'll probably be, Lady Shani. I think I've seen her around. She's okay. I'll probably F B-Fab, marry Maki Ito, just because she has a wicked funny personality that I can deal with, and probably kill Lady Shani. I don't know much about her. She looks good, but you know,
I'm gonna do the
someone has
opposite.
to die.
I'm gonna kill Maki Ito. I'm gonna fuck B-Fab and marry Lady Shani. So, let's see. Next is, why do so many people complain about Coco Beware in the Hall of Fame when famous WWF jobber Johnny Rods predates Coco's Hall of Fame induction by over a decade? Is Johnny Rods in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, he is. See, but that's the thing. People don't know who Johnny Rods is, and like, you know what I mean? Like, people only like, people go back and look at Johnny Rods and they're probably like, oh my goodness, like, he must have been like somebody, you know, and like, if anything from like the 70s or like the early 80s before, like, people are not gonna fucking care. People are just gonna be like, you know, fake wrestling fans, not do the research and just not even like really care at the end of the day. Like, I think SD Jones, Special Delivery Jones, is in the Hall of Fame too, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Let me look up real quick. Or he's in the Legacy wing, I think. One or the other.
Bruiser Brody.
He's a Legacy inductee, so he's not like in the actual Hall of Fame itself, but he is recognized. But yeah, Johnny Rods. I mean, he, you know, and at the end of the day too, like, he was well recognized. I know, not well recognized, but like, he was well known back then in the 70s, right? Like in comparison to today, like, he's probably like a who's somebody on WWE? Like, I don't want to compare like accolades or even in-ring work, but like, Johnny Rods is like the 70s, late 70s Dolph Ziggler.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he'll lose a lot, right? You know what I mean? But like, he'll look good, he can sell. He was a decent in-ring worker at the end of the day. Ziggler's a lot better in-ring. Obviously has accolades, former Money in the Bank winner, former, world heavyweight champion, obviously, right? But that I think that's a good comparison. Johnny Ross was like the late '70s Dolph Ziggler.
I know he trained the Dudley Boys, right?
Yeah. So that probably has something to do with it too, as well, because like he actually like helped mold some of the later talents as well. So like, you're not putting like WWE. Yes, you're putting into the Hall of Fame for like your in ring on screen stuff, but a lot of these guys, they get put in the Hall of Fame for what they are known to do backstage, and also as well like like how good how good of a person you are too as well. I mean, at times I'm not always like you got fucking you got fucking Superfly Slick in the Hall of Fame, right? But that's looked at too as well. So, but there's a lot of people who are in the Hall of Fame. Like if you look at the early Hall of Fames, like '94, those early Hall of Fames, it's kind of like, well, okay, like they're in the Hall of Fame. But yeah, I mean,
let's look. I have it open now. So the Hall of Fame special inductees. Okay, so we're the inductees. So who's
like people don't even know who like Bobo Brazil is nowadays. It's like or Arnold Scarlin.
All right, so here we go. The first Hall of Fame, Andre the Giant was inducted. That was in '94.
Was that '93 when he was first inducted? Because I thought he was inducted on the.
It says '94.
The same year he passed away.
It says, due to no original ceremony, the '93 induction of Andre was discussed by Gene Okerlund and Renee Young as part of the '94 commentary.
Okay.
Renee Young? Oh, okay, never mind. Next is the class of... Am I on the right fucking page? Okay, yeah, that was '93. '94, this is the real '94 list. Yeah,
okay. I was gonna say.
Arnold Scotland, Bobo Brazil, Buddy Rogers, Chief J Strongbow, Classy Freddie Blassie, Gorilla Monsoon, and James Dudley.
Okay, so let's stop right there. All names, all deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. Even if you don't know who they are, they all deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. Arnold Scotland, he was a former wrestler, and he managed Bruno Sammartino and Bob Backlund. Like, that's all you need to know. When they were champions, that's all you need to know. Bo Brazil, he was he was one of the first known black wrestlers, and he had a reign for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, but it wasn't recognized. So there's that. Buddy Rogers, former world champion, well, first ever WWF champion, WWF champion. TJ Strongbow, someone who is definitely somebody who was in the early days of WWE, who who was the tag team champion and who was just really well liked. What was the other names you said? You said Freddie Blassie?
Yeah, Blassie.
Oh, fucking before Bobby Heenan, it was Freddie Blassie, and he wrestled too, spit out blood. He was like a fucking despicable heel. So yeah, Freddie Blassie, Gorilla Monsoon. Like, do we need to say anything about that? Like, his commentary alone makes him a Hall of Famer. And what was the last guy?
James Dudley.
Okay, that was the guy. That was the first guy to run an arena, and Vince Senior loved James Dudley.
First African American to run a major arena in the U.S.
There you go. So, yeah. So like, and like Vince Senior loved him. So like, yeah. Oh, I'm cool with that.
Let's see.
You got 95 there?
I do. I have 95, Antonio Rocca. Or Rocca, I mean. Big Cat Ernie Ladd.
Right.
George the Animal Steel. Ivan Putski. The Fabulous Moolah. The Grand Wizard. And Pedro Morales.
All deserving. Like, legit deserving in the Hall of Fame. Like, it's like, not like LOLs.
No arguments coming here. 96, you have Baron Mikhail Skikluna, Captain Lou Albano, Jimmy Snuka, Johnny Rods, like we just mentioned, Killer Kowalski, Pat Patterson, and Vincent J. McMahon.
All deserving.
And the Valiant brothers, they were inducted as well. Let's see, and then, of course, the 04, Big John Studd, Don Morocco, Greg Valentine, I'm sorry, not Harry, Harley Race, Jesse Ventura, Junkyard Dog, Sergeant Slaughter, Superstar Billy Graham, Tito Santana, Bobby Heenan, and Pete Rose in the celebrity wing.
That's a hell of a Hall of Fame right there. Jesus Christ. Now, I wonder, like, in, let's say, 10 years from now, people are going to be like, who the hell is Big John Studd? Oh, who the hell is Junkyard Dog? Like people nowadays are kind of not knowing who Junkyard Dog is. It's not really being mentioned as much. You know what I mean? Nowadays, right? You know, because, I mean, time evolves, right? But, like, again, still not being mentioned, but like, in 10 years, people are going to be like, who the hell is Junkyard? Not realizing that Junkyard Dog was, like, probably, like, the second biggest babyface next to Hogan in the mid-'80s, like, you know. So it's just funny. It's just funny, you know.
Oh yeah, Junkyard Dog, like everyone in that 80s wrestling scene, you know, they were all big names in their own right. Kind of like the Attitude Era, where, you know, Road Dogg Jesse James was a big name in the Attitude Era.
Yeah. And like you mentioned Don Morocco too as well. Like a lot of people are kind of like they're not going to realize like Don Morocco was probably one of the biggest feuds ever in the 80s, like him and Superfly, and that's where the Jimmy Snuka jumped off the cage, right? Which we don't really see that nowadays in video packages as well. Well, obviously because of Jimmy Snuka, obviously, but still, it's like, you know, slowly but surely, like in the next 30 years, people are going to be like, well, like, you know, they're going to be like, where's Beefcake? Not even that. Like, in 30 years, people are going to be like, you know, why is Mr. Perfect in the Hall of Fame? Like, what? I don't get it. Like, it's just going to be like new generation fans that's going to like worship, you know, the like 10, 20 years in the past, and like anything else is like, it's too old for them, or it's you know, or it's, you know, not good enough for them, or whatever the case may be. And that's what it is, like, even, like, with, like, the NBA or NFL, like, you know, like, you look at people, like, you know, players from, like, the, you know, a lot of people will say, like, oh, Wilt Chamberlain, you know, play against, janitors. Okay, sure, that may be sure, but, like, and a lot of people say, oh, Wilt Chamberlain wouldn't make it today's NBA. Well, excuse me, well, you know, if you look at the actual footage, you can see this guy running on the same size basketball court, on the same size hoop. It's just the different players. You can see this guy running up and down the court with full speed that I still don't see today, only from a couple people at that size. But same thing with wrestling. It's just as like, you know, the more that we go in the future, I think the more that people are going to forget on how great and how deserving some of these people actually were to be in the Hall of Fame.
I mean, not to turn this into another conversation, but it's just like, it's kind of like when Jordan Grace made that idiotic comment where she was like, you know, Chris Benoit couldn't hang with today's talent because he couldn't remember matches. And it's like, I remember Cornette replied to her, he's like, he didn't have to remember them, he just did them. Which really kind of exposes a lot of younger wrestlers nowadays, because, you know, kind of like the big joke, but it's not really a joke, it's half truth, half joke, is, you know, wrestling is, you know, choreographed and they practice their shit in the ring. That seems like a lot of younger wrestlers nowadays with that modern wrestling thing of, you know, let's choreograph this whole match, let's go over this whole match, let's go over the spots, and yada, yada, yada. Whereas back in the day, all you did was call in the ring.
Right, so, exactly.
Oh, crap. What? I guess I'm still on this Hall of Fame thing. So, 05, you had Hogan, Roddy Piper, Cowboy Bob Orton, Jimmy Hart, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, Nikolai Volkov, and Iron Sheik.
Cheeky baby.
The cheeky baby. I remember the Hall of Fame speech. That was lovely. That was awesome. 06, you have Bret the Hitman Hart. You have Eddie Guerrero, Mean Gene Okerlund, Sensational Sherry, Vern Gagne, Mr. USA Tony Atlas, the Blackjacks, and William the Refrigerator Perry in the celebrity wing.
Like, I would say every single person put into the Hall of Fame so far, including the celebrities, deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. From 93 to 2000. That was 2006, right?
Yeah, I'm about to hit 2007.
Right. From 93 to 2006, deserving to be in the Hall of Fame.
I mean, I've never had a problem with the Hall of Fame because at the end of the day, I know it's WWE. So whenever you see these names, you can't really get too bent out of shape or like weirded out because like, it's WWE.
Well, a lot of times, this is what like a lot of people they don't know about the Cauliflower Alley Club, right?
No, I know that. I'm not trying to expect people to. But I mean, I've never had a problem with the Hall of Fame, and there's a lot of guys that when they get that induction, they're actually legitimately happy about it.
Exactly. So it's like to the mainstream, this is the Wrestling Hall of Fame. Like, if you're not in this Hall of Fame, you're not in a Hall of Fame, right? Yes, TNA has theirs, and you know, they have that Hall of Fame, but like, it's not as looked at as seriously, believe it or not, as the WWE Hall of Fame.
Right. And I mean, there you go. This is pretty much the Hall of Fame of wrestling. Not everybody knows what the Cauliflower Alley Club is or all these other clubs. Like WWE, as far as we know, is the most recognizable, not just wrestling company, but brand. One of the most recognizable brands going on in the world today. Like, when you think of wrestling, you think of WWE. So,
Exactly.
07, American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, Cody technically made his debut that night. Kurt Hennig, Jerry Lawler, Nick Bockwinkel, Mr. Fuji, The Sheik, Jim Ross, and the Wild Samoans.
All sound good to me.
You had Ric Flair, Peter Maivia, Soulman Rocky Johnson, Mae Young, Eddie Graham, Gordon Soley, and the Briscoe brothers, Jack and Gerald.
Yep.
09, Steve Austin, Ricky Steamboat, Bill Watts, Howard Finkel, Coco Beware, the Funks, and the Von Erichs.
Yep. 100%.
2010, Ted DiBiase, Antonio Inoki, Wendy Richter, Maurice Vachon, the Mad Dog, Gorgeous George, Stu Hart, and Bob Uecker.
Bob Uecker, yeah. These are all good nominees.
2011, Shawn Michaels, Jim Duggan, Bob Armstrong, Sonny, Abdullah the Butcher, the Road Warriors, and Drew Carey.
So probably the first time why I question it is maybe Drew Carey, but yeah, he did have that. And I'm kind of a little bit more forgiving on this one because he did have that classic moment at the 2001 Royal Rumble with Kane, right? But like, does that one moment get you into the Hall of Fame? Like Bob Uecker, like he was like on several WrestleManias, right? Not including the Andre the Giant being choked by Andre the Giant, right? That classic clip, but like. He's been in multiple WrestleManias and doing commentary, things of that nature. Drew Carey had one night, so it's like, It was a classic spot though, but it's still like,
I guess with WWE, it's just like, if you're a celebrity and you've appeared on the show, then you're gonna be on the show somehow. I don't know. Maybe they had a good working relationship because like on the Drew Carey show, they had some wrestling, like they had some wrestlers come on the show. I think There's a show where Triple H came out and China, I believe.
Yeah.
And on Whose Line Is It Anyway, they had, I think, China come out and a few other wrestlers I'm forgetting the names of. But yeah, you're right. Where it's just like you got a guy like Bob Uecker, like he has been on several WrestleManias, where it's just like Drew Carey had one spot at the Rumble. Right. So this is where you kind of start to go. You're kind of.
I think he had like if you remember the guest GM era. I think he had like one guest GM appearance on Raw, if I remember. But yeah,
this is where you start to kind of question things. Let's see, 2012, you have Edge, Mil Mascaras, Ron Simmons, Yokozuna, the Four Horsemen, and Mike Tyson for a celebrity.
Oh, that's all 100% correct there.
And Mike Tyson was, had that memorable, run,
Now,
of course, with Austin.
Mike Tyson is way different from Drew Carey. Mike Tyson helped sold freaking WrestleMania 14 and helped turn around the WWE. And it was more than one appearance, obviously. The scuffle with Austin, him joining DX, and, so, like, he was there for the build-up of 14 as well, so.
When you think of what really, like you just said, when you think of what really, helped WWE beat Raw in the Monday Night Wars, that was kind of the jump starter. And Mick Foley winning was basically the icing on the cake. Speaking of Mick Foley, 2013, Bruno Sammartino, Mick Foley, Bob Backlund, Trish Stratus, Booker T, and Donald Trump in the celebrity wing.
I mean, as much as, some of us may like him, some of us may hate him, I don't really like the guy that much, Donald Trump, but deserving to be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, WrestleMania 4 and 5, in Trump Plaza, him sat in the front row, WrestleMania 7 in LA. He was obviously huge part of WrestleMania 23 and Billionaire versus Billionaire. He also played a part of buying WWE. If you guys remember that little story angle for 2 weeks.
I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. Keep talking.
Yeah. So, despite that, I mean, I deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. No matter what you think about the guy, say about the guy, deserving to be in the Hall of Fame. So, but so far, I mean, the only one that I really questioned so far was Drew Carey. I think that was 2011 that Drew went through, but yeah. Alrighty. Look at the chat here. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Chat's not talking. Okay, so. So yeah, so that's not helping me right now, but that's cool though. That's cool. Anybody watching the NFL game, the Giants and the Eagles? So at halftime right now it's 28-0. You might as well turn the game off if you are watching it. So, yeah, might as well turn it off. Just turn it off. It's crap. Complete crap. All right. Anybody got any Royal Rumble predictions? I know we're going to be doing probably predictions for the Royal Rumble this Wednesday coming up on the podcast here. So, it's going to be a busy weekend next weekend. Speaking for myself, there's going to be a lot of conventions here. One's going to be like a wrestling toy collectibles convention that I'm going to be going to. So that's going to be fun. I think Bruce Beefcake's going to be... Actually, let me pull it up real quick. I'll pull it on my phone real quick. And I can let you guys know who's going to be there. Live in living color. We'll tell you who's going to be there. Alrighty. Let's see. Where the hell is it? I just saw it earlier today. Let me see. Is this it? Okay, yeah. So it's called Rock. So there's three events. So there's WrestleCon, Destination WrestleCon. That's a free attendance, and some of these wrestlers are going to be there. So Arn Anderson, Ron Simmons, Matt Hardy, Lex Luger, Jim Duggan, the Steiners, Jerry Lawler, DDP, Trish Stratus, Sting, Lita, and X-Pac all going to be there. And it's free for entry. So I'm pretty sure you just have to pay for the autographs. The one that I'm going to is the Rock and Wrestling toy collectible show. Cheryl Roberts is going to be there. Bushwhacker Luke, Bruce Beefcake, Jake the Snake Roberts, and Ted DiBiase. That's a stacked lineup, especially Cheryl Roberts. Just kidding, but I'm gonna go there for see what kind of figures they got and what kind of pop figures they have, because I'm still collecting like a madman over here. And lastly, there is going to be a local event here called the RCW Rumble Royal. Not Royal Rumble, but Rumble Royal. And really not anybody to note there that you guys may not know. Luigi Primo, if you guys remember him from AEW, the pizza guy, Khan, who is 1/3 of the 6-man tag team champions in Ring of Honor. Mysterious Q, who's been on NWA, and Maddie Wiskowski, she's in NWA as well, but really nobody to note there for that. There's also going to be another show. There's going to be like a shit ton of shows, but there's going to be another local show here, and they're going to have, I think they're going to have EC3 and Austin Aries there. So like, yeah, the two races there. So that should be fun. I'm not going to that one because that was like 40 minutes away from me, but yeah, man, next weekend is gonna be fun as balls, man. Like, it's gonna be fun as balls. Alright, so we are waiting for Drew to come back here. And he said he went to go to the restroom, so I'm assuming he went to go do a number 2. I'm just saying. He went to go do a number 2. Nothing wrong with that. But sometimes you need a little time to do that, So for anybody who is watching a Rumble, I'm pretty sure everyone here is watching a Rumble here. What you guys think is gonna happen with Sami Zayn? Are we gonna see a turn at the Rumble? Are we gonna see a turn on Monday? Is the Bloodline gonna turn on Sami Zayn? Because they did change the segment. So, the segment got changed from I guess like a Bloodline, whatever it was. It was going to be like a Bloodline something. The legacy of the Bloodline or whatnot, where they're going to have like 3 generations of Bloodline there, to the Tribal Court for Sami Zayn. The Tribal Court for Sami Zayn. You know how epic this is about to be? This is about to be epic on Monday, man. Raw on Monday is going to be a pretty eventful show. You got Lashley versus Austin Theory for the title, or for the United States title, right? You know what I mean? You got the Usos versus Judgment Day. You have the cage match with Bailey and Becky Lynch, and I think Lita's supposed to be the special guest referee. I saw some murmurings about that. I don't know if that was official or not, but and now you have the Bloodline to hold Tribal Court for Sami Zayn. That's gonna be funny. It's gonna be funny. It's gonna be tears. People are gonna get mad about it, or be happy about it. But time will tell. The Samoan court says, Maurice Bear. Yeah. I'm just going off what WWE is saying. It literally says the Bloodline to hold Tribal Court for Sami Zayn. But yeah, it should be. I think Samoan court sounds better anyway. So, I think. I definitely think at the end of the day that Sami Zayn's gonna be face, right? And eventually we're gonna get Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens to take the titles from the Usos. Happening at WrestleMania. I've been saying this for months. So, but yeah, I mean, we still time will tell. Time will tell with this.
All right, I'm back.
At the end of the day. All right.
Jesus Christ.
I was talking my head off.
Oh yeah. What were we talking about?
A lot of shit. Talked about the talk about the events that's happening in San Antonio next week for the Royal Rumble weekend. So I was just talking about like some of the events that was going on, like the WrestleCon, a few things that was going on here. The local wrestling event that's gonna be happening here. It's called the Rumble Royal, as they're calling it. Yeah, they're calling it the Royal Rumble or the Rumble Royal. See, now I'm saying it backwards. And also the Rock and Wrestling toy and collectible show, which I'm going to. It's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah, next Saturday is a WrestleCon, and I was gonna go because I was trying to get my friend a Trish Stratus picture, but it's just like, there's no way I'm gonna have money for that. So,
yeah. Well, it's free admission, but like I don't know how much the pictures and autographs is gonna be.
Well, they actually put out a picture. Let me just try and find that real quick. We'll get back to the questions, guys. We're just having an off-topic conversation as we usually do.
We're having an intermission.
We're having an intermission, guys. Let's see. Let me find this picture. Oh yeah, Big E is going to be at Walmart on Friday.
Which Walmart?
Hold on, I have it right here. Walmart on 3302 Southeast Military Drive.
Oh, that's too fucking far. I ain't doing that.
It's from 12 to 2.
And that's on Friday, right?
Yeah, the Friday.
Oh, well,
the 27th.
I'm working anyway, so that doesn't matter. So, okay.
All right, here we go. WrestleCon. Let's see. Sting is $75 for an autograph, $75 for a photograph at the table. For both, it's $150, and premium item upcharge. No bats allowed, so do not bring any bats to take a picture with Sting, who carries a bat. Trish Stratus, autograph is $60, photograph is $60, combo is $100, and $20 premium charge for Funkos, figures, and belts. Lita is autograph is $40, photograph is $40, combo is $60, and it looks like everybody else is a $20 upcharge for Funkos, figures, and belts. DDP, same price as Lita, $40, $60. Sean Walt, actually, everybody else is the same price, so $40, $60. Sean Waltman, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Sergeant Slaughter, Matt Hardy, Arn Anderson, Lex Luger, Rick Steiner, Scott Steiner, Ron Simmons, and Jerry Lawler.
So out all those names there, the person I'll probably will want to go see the most is probably Luger, man. Maybe Luger. I loved Luger. Luger, X-Pac, and maybe DDP. I mean, obviously Sting though. Like he's like number one, but like that's obvious. But like, with the exception of Sting, is definitely Luger, DDP, and X-Pac for sure.
Trish, DDP, and yeah, that's probably it for me.
And maybe Lawler, because Lawler, like the way he does his autographs is like fucking phenomenal. Like his signature is fucking phenomenal, man. Like he puts effort into all of his signatures.
Did you want to finish up the Hall of Fame list and get back to questions?
It's up to you. It's up to you.
Yeah, let's finish the list because we have a few more. Class of 2014: Ultimate Warrior, Jake Roberts, Lita, Paul Bearer, Carlos Colon, Razor Ramon, and Mr. T. Celebrity.
All correct there. People are going to question why is Carlos Colon Sr. there, but not realizing his impact in wrestling. So,
2015: Macho Man, Savage, Rikishi, Alundra Blaze, Larry Zbyszko, Tatsumi Fujinami, Kevin Nash, the Bushwhackers. For the celebrity, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger. For the Warrior Award, it will be Connor the Crusher.
So I'm never, ever, ever going to question why Arnold Schwarzenegger is in the Hall of Fame, but he really only had that one appearance where he fucking backhand Triple H on SmackDown.
I mean, it's also Arnold. I mean, why not?
That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to question it, but like I can see people like, oh, well, he only had like one appearance, but like it's Arnold. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people are probably going to question the Bushwhackers too as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but again, it goes back to that narrative of it's WWE. It's the WWE Hall of Fame. Like,
Well, not even just that, but like the Bushwhackers. I mean, they were known as the sheep herders, and there was reasons why they got scars on their heads. People, they were fucking animals, but before they came to, WWF at the time, and they had I think they had a 5-star match. If I remember properly, they had a 5-star match against I forget, man, but I forget who it was, man. But they had a 5-star. I know they had a 5-star match for sure that Meltzer rated. Yeah, they rated, but forgive me, I forget the name of the match. It was probably the Fantastics, maybe it was the Fantastics, but I can't think of any other team other than them. So yeah,
let me try and pull it up real quick.
It'll be look up the sheep herders 5-star match. I'll try to look it up too.
For a Wrestling Observer?
Yeah. Yeah, 5-star match.
I'm only seeing 2, and they actually were in the Wrestling Observer for the worst tag team from 92 and 94. And then 93, they had the worst work match of the year against, it was with Men on the Mission against the Head Shrinkers.
They definitely have 5-star match. I know that. Let me see. Yeah, so there it is. The Fantastics versus the Sheep Herders. Crockett Cup 1986. There you go.
2016, Sting, The Godfather, Big Boss Man, Jacqueline and Stan Hansen. The Freebirds. For celebrity, got Snoop Dogg. Warrior Award is Joan London. The Legacy Wing will be Mildred Burke, Frank Gotch, George Hackenschmidt, Ed the Stringer Lewis, Pat O'Connor, Luthez, and the Sailor Art Thomas. Okay.
For years, I was pissed off that Luthez was not put into the fucking regular Hall of Fame. I guess it was too old. He was because he was in the 50s, but like he should not be in the Legacy. He should be in the Standard Hall of Fame. For God's sakes, like fucking Steve Austin's, one of his 5 moves doing was the Luthez press. Like, come on. Anyway, neither here nor there. So,
2017, Kurt Angle, Teddy Long, DDP, Beth Phoenix, Rick Rude, the Rock and Roll Express. For the Warrior Award, you have Eric LeGrand. Eric LeGrand, that's his name. For the Legacy Wing, you have Martin the Farmer Burns, June Byers, Haystacks Calhoun, Judy Grable, Dr. Jerry Graham, Luther Lindsay, Toots Munt, I don't know how to say that name, Ricky Dozan, and Bearcat Wright.
I mean, all those names are all those names are like deserving, man. So just the fact that they're being recognized is like when they started the Legacy Hall of Fame, like in 2016, I was like, what? And the Strangler Lewis, like Hackenschmidt, like, and Pat O'Connor, and like the original world champions, like fucking like. It's cool that WWE actually did that. So,
2018, Goldberg, Ivory, Jeff Jarrett, Hillbilly Jim, Mark Henry, the Dudleys. For the Warrior Award, it was Jarius J.J. Robertson. Celebrities, you have, or just celebrity, you have Kid Rock. And for the Legacy wing, you have Stan Stasiak, Lord Alfred Hayes, Dara Singh, Cora Combs, El Santo, Jim Londos, Rufus Jones, Sputnik Monroe, Kyle, Boris Malenko, and Hiru Matsuda.
Oh, fucking, jeez, legendary names. People kind of were mad about Kid Rock being in the Hall of Fame.
I think they just don't like Kid Rock, but that's another story.
Well, okay, you can not like okay, I don't like Donald Trump, but like okay, like does he deserve to be in the WWE Hall of Fame? I'm gonna say yeah. I don't like the guy though. Like it's okay that you don't like the guy, but like can you non-objectively look like okay, like did he have an impact for us to be deserved to be in the Hall of Fame? Yes. Same thing with Kid Rock. Like he fucking had like fucking all these great soundtracks that was used for WWE pay-per-views, like the Lonely Road of Faith, the most classic montage of all time that it did for a WWE package. Probably like the best one that they ever did.
Right.
So yeah.
2019, The Honky Tonk Man, Tori Wilson, Brutus Beefcake, Degeneration X, Harlem Heat, The Hart Foundation. Warrior Award is Sue Atchison. Legacy Wing, Bruiser Brody, bullshit. Wahoo McDaniel, Luna Michon, S.T. Jones, Professor Toru Tanaka, Primo Carnera, Joseph Cohen, Hisashi Shinma, Buddy Rose, and Jim Barnett.
Playboy Buddy Rose. So you said bullshit to, who was it you said bullshit to? Wahoo McDaniel?
No, I said Bruiser Brody being the Legacy Wing. He should be in the regular wing.
Yeah, exactly. Him. I get why Wahoo wasn't really in the main wing because he didn't really work for WWE. He was really known as an NWA guy. Lou Vachon being recognized is fucking awesome. Just her being there. But you gotta kind of think about it too, as well as like who's gonna like accept the award on his behalf. Like, does he like have any family that still watches wrestling that even cares? So, but yeah, he should definitely be in the regular version of the Hall of Fame.
2020, there wasn't, due to the pandemic, so this got introduced through the 2021 ceremony. JBL, British Bulldog, Jushin Thunder Liger, the NWO, the Bella Twins, Celebrity, William Shatner. The Warrior Award was Titus O'Neil. Legacy Wing, the Crippler Ray Stevens, Brickhouse Brown, Dr. Death Steve Williams, Baron Michelle Leone, and Gary Hart.
Baron Michelle Leone, man. What, like, God, man, he was such a fucking awesome. He was like an Italian wrestler, like, just. I heard a lot of great stories about him, but yeah, definitely a good one. William Shatner's kind of sus a little bit, but again, I think he did a Raw GM, but like he also had that little thing with Jerry Lawler, like in 95, 96, but he's borderline deserving. Honestly, I wouldn't put him in, but he's probably like the celebrity that I'm like, I probably won't put in. Like named out of everybody, at least everybody who that we named as celebrity. Even Snoop Dogg, like he was on Raw, and he had made multiple appearances, but yeah, man, I don't know about Shatner. I don't know about Captain Kirk.
Batista was a part of this group, but he decided to postpone it for a later date. So I'm assuming maybe this year or the year after. Let's see, 2021, Kane, Molly Holly, Eric Bischoff, The Great Khali, RVD, Ozzy Osbourne being the Celebrity, Warrior Award going to Rich Herring, Legacy Wing, I'm sorry, Dick the Bruiser, Pistol Pez Watley, Buzz Sawyer, Ethel Johnson, and Paul Boesch.
Oh, Bosch. Sorry. Bosch. I think it's Paul Bosch. Is it that's the promoter, right?
Yeah, let's see. He was a promoter, most famous for his work as an announcer and promoter for Houston Wrestling.
Houston, yeah, Paul Bosch. Ozzy as a celebrity, everyone deserves it. Ozzy, yeah, because he was there with the British Bulldogs. I think it was like WrestleMania 2. Yeah, it was Mania 2. They're ringside with them. And he has, let WWE use his music for, a couple decades now already. So yeah, that works.
And then we get down to 2022. Let's see. The Undertaker, Vader, Queen Sharmell, the Steiner Brothers, and for the Warrior Award, Shad Gaspard.
All deserving. I know there's some people probably question maybe Queen Sharmell. Maybe, honestly, maybe Queen Sharmell. Maybe it's kind of like, Yeah, she was a Nitro girl. But it's like, you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of, it's kind of borderline. I mean, God, I honestly wouldn't put her in.
I didn't have a problem with her being in, personally. I mean, because, like, she added something to Booker when she got paired up with Booker. and he became, King Booker, and she was Queen Sharmell, she added something to him. Because,
she did, but it's like at the same time, like I don't think. I think if she wasn't Booker T's wife, she
Right.
wouldn't make. You know what I mean? Like nothing against her, I love her, but I'm trying to think of this like objectively here. Like, that's kind of borderline. You know what I mean? Like but whatever. The stands online would kill me anyway. Be like, yeah, you don't like Queen Sharmell? Fucking kill yourself. Something like that.
Kill yourself. Thank you, Goo, for the questions. We are back to questions, people. I'm sorry that we...
After a 45-minute delay, baby.
After a delay of me having to take a really long shit and Justin having to take over the show momentarily and us talking about nonsense, we are back. We are back. All right, Maurice, Bear, you have the next question. He asked us, how would we rate WWE in 2003? I liked it.
WWE.
I didn't hate it. I enjoyed it.
It was mid. I won't say it was bad, but I don't think it was like great. But it was mid.
I mean, 2003. All right, so I need to do my research. All right, so that was the Mania. It was the Mania where Brock and Kurt main evented, and they both almost died in the match, essentially.
Yeah. So it was Mania 19, along with Goldberg debuting the night after, Hollywood Rock, and you also had, SmackDown was great, fantastic. Triple H was just like, being a fucking dickweed. That was I believe that was the Bicycle Shorts Elimination Chamber at SummerSlam.
Was it? Oh yeah, yes it was. That was when Goldberg was in the Elimination Chamber, and then they just beat the fuck out of him and cost him the match. I remember that.
Right.
Let's see.
To be honest, because that was the Ruthless Aggression era, right? I guess the first couple years of the Ruthless Aggression era, because it really started in 2002. But to me, I'm really thinking that's more of the. I won't say more of the weaker years, but I'm it's to me. I didn't really love 2003 that much. 2004 was better, 2005 was better, 2002 was better. 2003 was kind of a really mad year for me.
You saw the rise of John Cena and Orton, and I think Batista's rise was the following year.
Yeah.
So it wasn't terrible, but yeah, like you said, it was just it was okay. Compared to past years. Next question from Maurice: who is this Carnage from the NWA? I really don't like this Blunt Force Trauma team. I don't watch NWA. No clue who that is.
This Carnage from NWA. I'll be honest, I haven't been keeping up with NWA as of late. Maybe minor stuff, but yeah, I don't know.
I've watched NWA since, when their show was a lot more prevalent, and this was before the pandemic happened. Let's see, Carnage from NWA.
Let me see.
I just typed in Carnage and nothing is showing up. Yeah, I don't see anybody named Carnage.
Okay, I've seen these guys before. Haven't seen their work, but yeah, they look like a team from the NWA, old school with mask on, and whatever. But you got Damian Sandow managing them, so there you go.
Next question is buy or sell. Buy or sell GoldenEye 007 or Perfect Dark?
Golden, you're talking to a James Bond guy here. I'm just gonna be biased to anything James Bond. Buy GoldenEye.
All right. I'll do the same. Buy GoldenEye. Perfect Dark, I've never. It's one of those games that sounds familiar. I've seen the cover. I just never actually played it.
So Drew, Perfect Dark was made by Rare, which is the same people who made GoldenEye. So it was the same team that made GoldenEye. So it was kind of like a GoldenEye, a futuristic GoldenEye per se. But like it was like in space or whatnot. So it was a good game, but like compared to GoldenEye, like come on now.
Ah, okay. And both were for 64, or was it just GoldenEye?
Yeah, they're both for 64. Perfect Dark had a remake for the Xbox 360, and they also had a sequel. They had a launch title game for the 360 as well. So,
there you go.
Which was pretty not good. So,
all right, that's enough questions from Maurice. Thank you, Maurice. Kyle has the next batch of questions. Kyle's asking, I'm sure you noticed that John Cena now has a bald spot. What do you think he should do? Hair growth treatment or just shave his head? Maurice is saying, oh shit, I'm sorry. Maurice had one more question. I'm sorry. Sorry, Maurice. Let me get back to that last question. Should the NFL unionize after what happened to Tua and recently with Damar Hamlin? I mean, I don't know, the whole thing with the NFL and just concussions and everything, and then there was the movie that came out. It's like,
tell the truth.
I'm sorry, what?
Tell the truth.
I mean, it's just the NFL needs to better take care of their players. I mean, the whole thing with Tua is just like, why would they allow him to play the next game? That was just fucking stupid as shit. I mean, and they were gracious enough to cancel the game with, Damar, because, this kid, and I say kid because he was, really fucking young. Like, luckily he made it out okay, but the guy was fighting for his life. So the NFL probably does need to think about unionizing. Because stuff
the players, they should unionize, but it's not gonna happen. Definitely not gonna happen. It's being too controlled by the owners and the by Roger Goodell. So should they unionize? Yeah, sure, but it's not gonna happen.
I mean, we can only hope so, because at the end of the day, we want these players to be okay and not have to literally die on the field to entertain us. But that's just our opinion. Kyle, now let's get to Kyle. Kyle had the question about John Cena's hair. He has a bald spot. Do we think he should get hair growth treatment or shave his head?
I mean, how about he just cuts his hair? Just cut it a little bit, so that way, like, the bald spot is not as blatant. I mean, he's getting older. Like, I mean, like, you lose your hair, you get grays, you get wrinkles when you get older. It's just what happens. I mean, I think hair growth treatment is like worse.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things of like, yeah, he has the money, he should, but he's not really making it a secret that he has a bald spot. Like, whereas most people, celebrities would try to like do their damnedest to make sure every spot is colored in. So I think for Cena, he's like, yeah, I'm bald. Who cares? I mean, granted, yeah, he has like movie studios to answer to, and maybe they want him to have a full head of hair. So I don't know. Like, if it were up to me, I'd shave, because it's just like, you're already going bald, might as well just cut it off. But maybe for like career reasons, he can't cut it off. Because, like, I don't know, Hollywood's weird. Hollywood will actually put in your contract that you have to do A, B, C, and D. I think, I forget which actress. She was a big girl. Now she lost a lot of weight, but she actually had in her contract that she had to stay at a certain level of weight, and she couldn't lose any weight. And then as soon as that contract was broken, she lost, a lot of weight. So, I don't know. Hollywood's weird. Next is, what do you think had the bigger impact if 9/11 never happened, or if the COVID pandemic never happened? Ooh.
What do you think will have a bigger impact if 9/11 never happened, or the COVID pandemic never happened?
If neither of those happened, what do you think would have been? Yeah, just what do you think would have happened?
I think probably 9/11. Because, like, right now, yeah, with COVID, like, we were on lockdown, right, for, several months or whatnot, and, and we had to wear a mask, and it was really different for a couple months. But, like, now it's, like, I won't say it's, like, fully back to normal, but it's back to normal. Like, you can, like, go outside and, like, not wear a mask and, sit right next to people, and it's just you that you're taking a risk or not. And, like, there's, like, a vaccine for it, right? Where you just get the fucking vaccine, and, supposedly you're okay, right? 9/11, fucking security change, and, like, now it's, like, is Big Brother watching over us, and, just things of that nature, right? Like, it made us a little bit more alert to terrorism and all that shit, and what's going on around the world.
But then also kind of, also created that fear mongering of racism, especially with people from the Middle East, where.
Oh, well, yeah, that too, absolutely.
So, and I'm not really going to get too much into that. But unfortunately, I suffered, with that kind of racism whenever that shit happened. My brother did. My dad has like a laundry list of having to deal with racism and bigotry, because he's actually from Iran. But that just wasn't a good time. If it didn't happen, like Justin said, like, we wouldn't be having so much fear mongering. But then again, it's one of those things of like, if that didn't happen, then something else on that scale would have happened. Because without trying to sound too much like Alex Jones or whatever, anytime there's a tragic, accident or incident that just further induces people's, fears of terrorism, guns, our children going to school. It's just one of those things of like, cut off one head and two more are gonna take its place. I think that's just my opinion on it. Next is what are your favorite bands whose music has been used for wrestling themes?
I don't have any favorite bands.
I like Disturbed's Steve Austin theme from like 2001, I believe. That was pretty cool.
That's a damn great theme.
Loved it. Is high school football a really massive deal at each and every school in Texas? I'm going to say yes. I mean, it's like a fucking religion here. Or
yes.
Yeah. I mean, we have Friday Night Lights here. Like, they'll actually play it on live television.
Yeah, the like live on TV, and like the stadiums here, they're not small. Like like capacity is like some stadiums are like up to like 15,000 people can fit in the stadium. Like that's basically like a Monday Night Raw thing. You know what I mean? Like going to see so they like a Monday Night Raw, right? And you know what I mean? Because like some of the some of the arenas they fit like 15,000, 20,000, 10,000 people, right? To go for a Monday Night Raw or a Dynamite, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, just think about that. Like does that capacity, going to see a high school football game.
He also asked, how was our school's football team while we were students at high school?
They weren't good. I mean, because I did play football up until sophomore year. I was on JV, and I was like, okay, I'm really sick of this shit. Like I was sick of like fucking like I was sick of not having time, and all my time was football. But yeah, the team was decent. We went to the playoffs our senior year. We lost. Our school was mostly a basketball school. We're not really a football school, high school.
Right.
Because we had at least 4 pro ball players. 2 of them were in the NBA. So Ben Uzo, I'm pretty, who Ben is.
Uh-huh.
And
Torian
Prince.
Oh yeah, no. What about what's his name? Tony Crocker.
Tony Crocker. No, he didn't. He never played in the NBA. He just played overseas. So he played overseas. Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. Didn't he have like a tryout for like a few teams? I know it doesn't count, but like
I'm pretty sure he had a tryout, but like he never like made a roster or played in an NBA game. Then you have Marcus Keene, who was I think he led the country in points when he was in college. So yeah, man, like we're like really, and I think San Antonio overall is more of a basketball city, not just like with the Spurs and whatnot, but just like with like everything, like you got football players here. Like there's like some people like who are in the NFL right now who played in San Antonio, but like me personally, I see San Antonio more as a basketball city than a football city, at least from the side of town that I'm from, so, or we're from rather, because we're on the same side.
Yeah, I mean, we also don't have a football team. I mean, a professional football team. But
we do.
Who?
We got the XFL.
Okay.
This is the XFL.
Which that segues into the next question that Kyle has. Will you go to a San Antonio Brahmas game at the Alamo Dome?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'll go.
Yeah.
Let's see how they do.
I mean, because you gotta think about it, like if we ever want to get a chance to actually get an NFL team, like this is kind of like a trial run to see like what kind of support like we can have. But a lot of people are not like San Antonio is like so. How can I explain San Antonio? San Antonio is so, I won't say spoiled, but like they are not appreciative of certain things at times.
Uh-huh.
And I don't think a lot of people are appreciative, and from what I've been seeing, of us having an XFL team, right? This is the second biggest professional football league in America, is the XFL. You got the AFL too, but the XFL is bigger because they have more reputable names, because there's like I don't know if you heard, but Johnny Manziel is on the Brahmas. On the Brahmas. So Johnny Manziel's on the Brahmas, so he may be starting, right? They got Hines Ward, right? Former I believe he was a Super Bowl MVP, I think, when the Steelers won it. But like former Steeler, right? Former Steeler great, Hall of Famer, right? Then you got other notable names here. Bob Stoops, who was the longtime Oklahoma Sooners coach. You got fucking Wade Phillips, I think, who's coaching the Houston team. So you got notable names who used to be in the NFL and college, versus the AFL, who's, they got some names, but it's not like. So yeah, I mean, I think it's big for San Antonio if they, if we go out and support it.
Oh yeah, I mean, because like even when the Spurs were good, like San Antonio was barely supporting that team, because at the end of the day it was the Spurs. Which again, I love my Spurs. I know you love the Spurs, but it's just calling a spade, because like how many games would you go to, even when it was the Tim Duncan and Manu and Tony era, but you were seeing a lot of empty seats. So
it depends on the team that plays, because San Antonio, they don't know shit about. Let's be honest, San Antonio don't know shit about fucking NBA basketball or sports. All they know is they know about the Spurs, and they know about like certain players. Like anytime when I like go on to like KSAT 12 or fucking WAI, it's like, oh, Spurs lost. Like, oh, the Spurs keep like no, we want to lose. Like we're trying to tank. Yes. We want a star player, so we won't have to be like people don't understand that like losing is really winning for this year, because you got generational talent in fucking Victor Wembanyama, and if the Spurs land him or Scoot Henderson, doesn't even have to be Victor Wembanyama. If we get Scoot Henderson, that changes the franchise there as well, and like then again we'll be right back in the playoffs a couple years later, versus like just being mediocre for like the next 20 years, like how the T-Wolves were, and the Hornets and the Pelicans, and all these teams who've just been mediocre, missing playoffs. Like, you gotta tank every now and then in order to get back up to being relevant. So,
yeah, I mean, and the talent's there. They have the talent is definitely there with Kellen Johnson and who else? Devin Vassell, who's becoming a good two-way player. Jeremy Sochin, he's starting to kind of find his niche as being the guy who does all the dirty work.
Yeah. Sohan is gonna be, he's gonna be really good if he improves his offensive game.
Which I think he's getting there. Another sports question from Kyle. What is the second most popular sport in Texas after football? Basketball, but but me and Justin kind of said, for San Antonio, I think it's more so basketball. But for Texas in general, football's the big thing here. Basketball being number 2 in my opinion. I guess baseball, if I had to pick a number 3.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Because they love the Astros, so that's what I can think of. And then
you don't want to know. You don't want to know what I call them. So
tell me what you call them.
No,
tell me.
It is not. It's not safe for this. Well, it's not safe for a podcast.
Oh, really?
No, yeah. All right, Fagstros. You baited it out of me, and I told you no.
Anna, are you offended by that?
You baited out me, and I said not appropriate, and like, tell me. I'm like, all right, well, I'll tell you then.
Oh, that's too good. It's funny. So Justin's canceled everybody.
I mean, fuck me, right? Like, I just wish I'm dead anyway. Just kidding.
We're all dead on the inside somehow. Next is did you ever speaking of the Astros, did you ever go to Houston Astrodome or Old Texas Stadium?
Not Old Texas Stadium, but I have driven by the old National Dome several times because my aunt and uncle lived in that area part of Houston when I was really young.
I've probably flown by it. I've never actually been to it. Are there any good movies or TV shows that take place in San Antonio?
No.
I mean, good movies? I don't know. As far as like movies, I know they filmed Miss Congeniality in San Antonio.
Yeah.
Selena.
When the mall scene that was at Ingram.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so if you go back and watch, like remember when she went to go buy that dress or whatnot? I think the interior. I think the interior shots was like in Los Angeles, but like the actual shot when she was coming up the escalator, that was at Ingram Mall. Like you can see it too. It's kind of like mesmerizing because it looks exactly the same. But I think the closest thing to like great TV shows, maybe it's not really a spoiler, but The Last of Us. That's the closest thing to San Antonio, I think.
What's in Travis County? Yeah, Travis County.
Yeah, I would say it's not even in San Antonio, so.
Let's see. Movies are in San Antonio. The Alamo.
Oh yeah, of course. How can we forget?
Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Yeah, the Alamo scene. But I want to know like a movie that takes place, like the whole movie's in San Antonio. Or a whole TV series in San Antonio. We don't have that shit.
There was a show that was supposed to be in San Antonio, but then it was filmed in Canada.
That's terrible.
It was on NBC. I think it was called like The Night Crew or The Night Watch or... Hold on. Let me look up TV shows.
Like, I want something to where that... Like, I know they're in San Antonio.
All right, here we
go. Not like, hey, we're in a restaurant. Like I want to see them in the streets. Like, hey, let's go to Taco Cabana or let's go to Mama Martin. Like, I want to hear lingo. I want to hear, landmarks, all that shit.
All right, so there was actually a Selena series on Netflix that filmed in San Antonio. Miss Congeniality.
Yeah.
A movie called Undone. It was on Amazon.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Spy Kids 2, Island of Lost Dreams. But these
are real Oscar winners here.
Pee-wee. I think it's probably the most successful one. So I guess Pee Wee is the winner by default.
It was only a scene.
I don't know. Next is who would you like to see Edge have a match with before he retires? For me, it's Cross and Kevin Owens.
Karrion Kross or Kevin Owens. Yeah, those two will be good. Theory, I'll probably want to see Theory. Let me think. Maybe a Braun Breaker too. That'll be pretty fun. Grayson Waller too. I'll be down with either of those.
All right. Kevin Owens would be one I'd want to see because they're both Canadians and they can both work, and I'm pretty sure they can go out there and like tear it up. I haven't had him seen. I've never seen him have a match with Lashley, like an actual like feud. So I'd want to see Lashley. Cross would be interesting because they're kind of both the same build. Not gonna lie, I want to see him have a match against Gunta. Gunta would be fun, and I guess a proper feud with Brock. You know, you have two part-time guys, so that'd be the best. That'd be the best way you can get two part-time guys to have a program. So I wouldn't mind that. And it's another feud. Yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah, those are my choices. Let's see. Kyle's asking, will we go to the new Universal theme park that's being planned for Frisco, Texas?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'll go. I mean, yeah, just as long as they have good shit. So, let's see. Pepsi is discontinuing Sierra Mist and replacing it with Starry to compete with Sprite. Are there any discontinued sodas that you miss?
Well, any discontinued sodas that I miss?
I need to look this up.
God, man. Yeah, I'm probably gonna do the same to jog my memory.
All right. So I have it right here. Crystal Pepsi.
No.
Pepsi
I was
Blue.
too young for that.
Pepsi Blue.
No.
Coca-Cola Black.
No.
New Coke.
Too young. I wasn't born for New Coke.
Sprite Remix.
I don't think I ever had that.
7-Up.
7-Up? That's still around.
According to this, is discontinued.
No, like you go get that shit at fucking In-N-Out.
Oh, it's weird. It's on this list. Surge.
I never had it.
I've heard of this. Never had it. OK Soda.
Never heard of it.
Orbits.
Saw it and it looked like fucking trash. No, never had it.
Josta.
Josta?
Gosta.
Don't know what the fuck is that?
It's
Never had it.
yeah, fuck it, who cares? What's next? Jolt Cola.
Would love to fucking have Jolt Cola. I never had before, but I would love to have some Jolt Cola.
I think. Okay. Next is Vault.
Volt? No. Never have it.
Kyle shared a picture of it. Kind of looks like Mountain Dew.
Well, let me see. What's the soda? Which one?
Vault.
Oh, Vault?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I seen it. Yeah, that was like mid 2000s. I never had it though.
Coca-Cola Black Cherry Vanilla.
No, good. Never had it though. That sounds good though.
Pib Extra.
Never even had Dr. Pibb before.
I have.
And we had it at fucking SeaWorld. I never had it, so.
They did, yeah, they had it at SeaWorld, and they used to have it at Regal movie theaters, because Regal only sells Pepsi products.
We don't have Dr. Pepper. We have Dr. Pibb.
It's like
Or like Dr. Thunder if you want to go Walmart brand.
Dr. I remember that shit. Dr. Thunder.
You know what? I know you're reading off the list right now, but like you know like which ones and like I don't know if they still sell them or not because I don't really look for them. But like the Hill County Fair sodas, do they still sell those?
Hill County.
Like the strawberry, the grape, the orange.
Hold on, let me look that up. Hill County.
Like yeah, like the ones that the ones you get at HEB.
You mean Hill Country?
Oh yeah, Hill. I used to call them Hill County. So yeah, that's why.
They still sell them.
They still sell the Hill Country. Okay, I need to go get a 6-pack of those. The strawberry one, the pink can. Oh my god, Jesus Christ, man! Like, yeah, that brings back memories.
Yeah, they still have them. Let's see. Here's a list of 15 discontinued sodas you'll never see again.
Right.
We're just going off the rails with this show. I'm sorry, guys, but we'll get back to the question. Sorry. Sprite Remix. We already talked about that. Hubba Bubba Soda.
The gum.
Oh yeah.
Jesus Christ, that must have been shit.
It sounds like it. Aspen Soda.
I've heard of it. Isn't it like apple soda or some shit like that?
Yes, apple flavored soda.
I heard of it. I definitely never had, but that was like before my time, I think, too. So
It was popular in the 1970s, and
there you
the
go.
Giants are getting their asses whipped. So, Coca-Cola Black. That was the coffee cola.
Fucking bollocks. Fucking.
I tried one of them. I think it was like the Dr. Pepper cherry flavor, and yeah, it was like, this is not needed. Orbit Soda.
Yeah.
New Coke, I think we already talked about that. Lifesavers Soda.
Ooh, that sounds good. Why that go away?
Probably didn't sell a lot, but the brand's most spectacular flavor might be Lifesavers Soda. Yeah, it doesn't really say much. Crystal Pepsi, never had it.
Yeah, I mean that was an early '90s thing. Commercials galore with heavy marketing. Never had it.
Bacon Soda.
Okay, get the next.
Thanksgiving Dinner Soda. What the fuck?
I don't even want to know what that is. Like, oh, Thanksgiving soda with cranberries and turkey flavor.
OK Soda.
It's not good, so it's not great, so it's okay. It's all right. It's okay, so.
It's like, what kind of soda you have? We have OK Soda. 7-Up Gold.
Oh, I heard of that, and I heard good things about that soda. That was like a very '80s soda. Never had it in my life. I heard great things about it though.
Let's see, Coca-Cola with lime.
Why?
No, I guess you want an extra zest to your soda. I don't know.
That's such a fucking yeah, just whatever.
Pepsi Blue.
Um,
I think we talked about it.
Yeah, that was such a mid 2000s thing, or 2000s thing. There, never had it.
And Pepsi Holiday Spice.
The less said, the better.
All right, let's get back to Kyle's questions. If the Spurs win another NBA Finals again in the future, would you appreciate it now? Would you appreciate it more now since they haven't won a final since 2014 and a division title since 2017? Did you attend any of the championship parades?
I mean, I would appreciate just as much. I mean, I don't think I'll appreciate more or less because, like, I mean, we got spoiled. Especially like it's kind of crazy that 5 year. Well, actually, like most of our lives, we were competing for a championship. You know what I mean? Like, I was born in '88, and that's when David Robinson was, finally, young David Robinson coming in. Then, when I first like started actually watching basketball, right? You know what I mean? Probably like around like, 1993, 94, 95, right? In 95, we went to the conference finals and lost to the Rockets, right? Then David Robinson got injured in the 96-97 season. Then after that, Tim Duncan came. Then we were just fucking, competitive, title contenders every year for like, for about 20 years. So, yeah, I mean, I guess it's just spoiled with that. But, in reference to your, second question, did I attend the championship parades? I attended the first three, 99, 2003, and 2005. I wasn't able to do the 2007 one or the 2014 one. That's when adulthood came in, so that kind of sucks. So
I attended '07 with two friends. We went to the Dome, which is where the players came out and accepted their, well, not their rings yet, but like they came out and just like talked and did whatever. And then 2014, we didn't go to the Dome, but we just walked downtown, and it was nuts as you can imagine. So I mean, I would just be happy if they were able to be that team again and be a playoff contending, championship contending team, which I think they can. Because, like, even if they don't draft a number one pick, I mean, it'd be nice to get number 2, number 3, maybe even like a number 4. The Spurs have always been, good with drafting. It's like we said, the pieces are there. They just need that star. They need that guy who's gonna take him to the promised land, so to speak. But once they can get back to being that team, we'll be happy. I mean, I don't think it'll mean more than the 2014 one, because the 2014 one was personal, in my opinion. Like, that was a lot more personal than the other championships.
I think 2003 was probably the most fulfilling championship. Like, people, I get why they say 2014. I didn't really see it that way. I mean, I personally didn't see it that way, but 2003 was, to me, that was more personal because of the Lakers. Like, you can say what you want about the 2013, 2014, and the 2014 finals. The Lakers was the fucking rivalry. Like, that was, like, I won't say it was like life or death, but like, it was either you're a Lakers fan or you're a Spurs fan. Like, it was like incense. There was like no in between. Like, it was like, oh well, I'm a Mavericks fan. No, you're either a Lakers or you're a Spurs. You're a bandwagoner or you weren't a bandwagoner. That's pretty much what it was. So
yeah, that was fulfilling for those reasons, and also David Robinson's last year.
That too, absolutely.
05 was. I mean, 05. I guess the narrative was that the bullshit Fisher shot, which is still bullshit to me. I don't care what anyone says. 07 was just like, it was surprising because you didn't think that they were going to win, because there were just other teams that were just that much better, but they somehow got to the finals and he beat the fuck out of LeBron in his first finals matchup, so I was happy. 2014, I just think it was more fulfilling because the year before they were fucking a minute away from a championship and they had a 5-point lead, and that was heartbreaking as a fan, and that was heartbreaking for them, and they were able to come back the very next year and beat the fuck out of the Lakers. I mean, they beat LeBron so bad that he ran out of South Beach. So to me that was more fulfilling, in my opinion. Next one is, what movies do you recommend me seeing this year in theaters? I mean, depends on what you want to see, Kyle. I mean, I'm not sure what your favorite kind of movies are. I'm just going off of movies that I want to see in theaters. I already got my tickets to Ant-Man Quantumania. We're doing IMAX, so it's going to be fucking awesome. Let's see. I saw the movie Megan, the horror movie with the doll. I mean, if you want to see that, I would say go see it. That Oppenheimer movie. Oppenheimer. Jesus fucking Christ. Oppenheimer. It's Christopher Nolan's like next big movie, but it's his first movie with Universal. It's about the guy who made the atomic bomb. That looks like it's going to be amazing. So I don't know. I can't really find any suggestions, but Kyle, you follow me everywhere, so, and I make reviews for movies. So I mean, just if you want to go by my suggestions, I would say go by my suggestions or just follow your gut. So, my foot fell asleep. Sorry.
I will say Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
That's a good one.
I mean, and yeah, so that it's a horror movie that's gonna be Winnie the Pooh. So, Scream 6. I don't expect that's gonna be like overly great, like, but
I think it will.
The Scream movies, like, I'm kind of like, I'm not that much of a fan of.
I like the last one. The last one was good, in my opinion.
Evil Dead Rise should be a good one too, as well. Another good little horror movie you can go take a look to. You got the Boogeyman. I believe that's coming out sometime in the summer. Maybe the Indiana Jones movie that's going to be coming out too. I can't think of anything else. So, but yeah, those are good. Those all should be good movies for you to go to. Oh yeah. I think the Nun 2 is coming out as well. So that'll be one. You can definitely check out.
The first one just got on my nerves. The Nun.
Is it Kraven the Hunter coming out?
Yes, it's supposed to come out, I think, in October or September, like in the fall, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, that's one I'm kind of interested in. So
it's I'll watch it because I'm obligated to watch these films, whether they look good or bad. But I kind of have no faith in it personally. But we'll see. Let's see. Next, last question from Kyle. Am I alone in missing blue and red ring ropes? I'm sick of WWE using white ring ropes and AEW using black ring ropes. It's so incredibly bland and boring. I mean, I think for certain shows they should have different colored ring ropes. Yeah.
So I mean, the blue ring ropes, the red ring ropes. I mean, yeah, that's totally fine. But like I want to see something a little different. Like, I want to see like a black and gold ring rope scheme, right? If it fits the show, right? Like, or fits the pay-per-view, right? Or like, because like, correct me if I'm wrong, but like 90% of wrestling shows in our lifetime it's either a red color scheme or a blue color scheme.
Uh-huh.
Like, am I wrong with it? I think AEW is like kind of multicolored though, but like, yeah, I don't know.
Well, I mean, for any show in general, they should have different color schemes. Like, Raw, for example, red ring ropes. SmackDown blue. NXT, you can do, black and gold for that. And also for pay-per-views, like different ring ropes. Just different shit. Make everything look more unique and not just like, we're gonna use the same soundstage that we used on Raw. So I mean, just little things. I hope they go back to, along with different entrance sets, and not just that was the same entrance setup that we had on Raw, but it's a different color. So.
Yeah, I mean, I know why they do it. It's budget, and budget, and like it's easier to. Like, because you gotta imagine, like, yeah, you got different wrestlers and like different commentators, right? Who go from show, or who's only at one show, but like the referees and the crew, right? And maybe like the backstage crew, like they're all the same going from show to show. So like, if you have like one set of, let's say you have one set that's for SmackDown, one set that's for Raw, and yeah, they did it, during the Rules of Discretion or two, but it's kind of like, to me, thinking as a business person, I'm like, well, why would I do that? Like, why would I spend for two different, stages. Now, if they end up, getting sold, right? Disney ends up buying them or someone else. Like, okay, now there's no excuse. Now you gotta have two different stages and different stages for every pay per view. So, but as of right now, they're being super, super fucking cheap.
Which is weird because didn't they make like a shit ton of money, like not too long ago?
I mean, it doesn't matter. They're just trying to save as much money as they can. For what exact reason? I mean, I have an idea, but yeah, at the same time, it's like they can spice up a little bit.
Yeah, I hope so. Thank you, Kyle. Anna has the last bunch of questions tonight. Let's see. Is Justin secretly a bot?
I guess. Yeah, sure.
You're a robot that does crack.
A robot that does crack.
There you go. Does Drew do the do? I do. The do. I do it very well.
Oh, red, baby.
Oh, right, baby. I do a big baby. Will one day Nick Khan own WWE and AEW?
Will one day Nick Khan? Not Tony Khan. Nick Khan own? No. Like, as soon as WWE is getting sold, like, he's probably going to be out of there. No. Tony Khan, yes, maybe. Nick Khan, no.
I think Nick Khan is, in my opinion, Nick Khan is trying to find a way to push Vince out the door again. It seems I get the impression that Nick is really trying to usurp his way as the true owner of the company. And go ahead.
I'm sorry, go ahead. No, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, like, at the moment, yeah, he's the sole CEO, but I just get the impression that he really wants to find a way to really get Vince out of here.
Okay, if that's the case, why would you vote for Vince to come back?
Maybe he's looking for a way to really fuck with him, or maybe really find some dirt. I don't know. But I don't know. It's in movies, the bad guys usually have their own agenda. That's all I'm gonna say. There's always the bad guy that has an agenda, even if it doesn't make any sense. Again, guys, I'm high. I'm still high, so a lot of things I'm saying don't make any sense. There's a reason for that. Next is pumpkin spice. Yay or nay? Nay for me.
No. That's for women.
It also just smells like shit. What are your guys' favorite WrestleManias? I think we already answered this question, but we'll answer it again. For me, WrestleMania 17. Another one would be WrestleMania. Why am I blanking on the name? WrestleMania 21 was pretty good. The year after that, 22 was good. 25 was good. And this past year at WrestleMania was probably one of the better WrestleManias in years. So those are my choices.
For me, 3. 8 for sure. I love 8. 10, 14, 17, of course, 18, 19, like fucking all great. 22 and 23. I like 21 too, but like 22, 23, 24, 26, 28, 31. 31 is like maybe like top 3 for me. 32 was fucking trash. What do you think? 30. I don't know why I skipped 30, but 30. It's probably one of the best of all time. Then 38, which was this past year.
Next is do you guys like the Nasty Boys?
I wasn't I wasn't like a huge fan of them. I don't hate them. They have their spot. But like, if I had to put like my like top like 100 tag teams of all time, they'll probably be like in the lower half, like not even lower half, but like the bottom 20, 25. So like, yeah.
I don't really have much of an opinion on them because I didn't really get to see most of their earlier stuff. I only really saw them in WCW, and that was like for a short while, and yeah, I just wasn't crazy about them. Next is favorite Indiana Jones's movies. I'm sorry.
Moves. I'm probably in the fucking minority. I know that I am. I love Temple of Doom. I also like Raiders as well. Of course, Raiders of the Lost Ark. The first three really. The first three really. But I really love Temple of Doom. And Last Crusade because it does have Connery in it too. I'm a James Bond guy, but but yeah, Temple of Doom. I don't think a lot of people like this much because it was a darker movie. I guess that's the reason why I like it. So that's the same reason why I like License to Kill. 007. License to Kill because it was a darker movie, and at the time people were like, "Oh, this is not like how James Bond is." Now everyone loves, now everyone loves Daniel Craig because it was more of a gritty James Bond, and people go back and look at License to Kill now. It's like, okay, this is actually like a precursor to the Daniel Craig era Bond. So, yeah,
I've never seen any of the Indiana Jones's movies.
Wow.
Yep.
That's a hot take there.
I mean, it's not really a hot take. I just haven't seen them. But I mean, just like, I acknowledge that they're good. I mean, people like them. People seem to love them. I know people seem to hate the one that came out with Shia LaBeouf. I never seen them. I just never really got into them. Just me.
You gotta watch at least one.
I mean, I will eventually. I mean, I'm not opposed to watching most movies. I mean, maybe when there's like a marathon, I'll watch it. So we'll see. But just at the moment, I've never seen any of the movies. But I'll watch them eventually. Next is CM Goof secretly a spy for Kellogg's Cornflakes?
I can't. I don't know how to answer that question. Sure. Yes. No. You know what? No, he's not. He's definitely not a spy for cornflakes.
He's a spy for Frosted Flakes because they're great. Next is she is asking me, have my cats become self-aware? Yes. Cats are self-aware. They are mental terrorists. They know what you're thinking, and let's just leave it at that. Last is Anna wants to know, why does Action Andretti exist?
Action Andretti? He is. That's because his parents conceived him. I don't know how to answer that question.
I guess she wants us to talk about how much we hate him as a wrestler.
I don't hate him. Why would I hate him?
I don't really hate him. I don't really hate him either, but it's just one of those things of like, oh, good, another in-shape guy that does spots and doesn't have a personality.
I disagree there. I think he does have a personality. He's yet to really show it, but really, he actually had a decent, promo. Not, I think it was 2 weeks ago. So I'm giving him a chance. Because can't poo-poo. I'm not gonna poo-poo him just because he's a new wrestler. He's a good wrestler from what I've seen so far. I'm not gonna say that I know a lot of his work. I'm being introduced to him, but so far, I'm giving him a chance, giving him a fair chance. will he be, somebody to amount to something, or will he just turn into fucking like, Brian Cage, who sucks balls?
My money is on Brian Cage. Again, I don't want to. I hate poo-pooing over people. I don't want to make it sound like I'm being a dick to this guy, but it's just like it's with wrestling in general. It's not just AEW; it's WWE too. Where it's like, can we? I mean, maybe I'm asking for too much saying I want stars. Can we just get personalities? Can we get people that have personalities and not have to focus so much on them being stars? I mean, great wrestlers. I mean. It's like with who's it, Jay White, where it's like, yeah, the guy's good, but it's like another kind of dangly in shape looking guy that doesn't have a personality. We need guys that can cut promos. Like we don't need suplexes and
he does have a person.
I mean, but I don't know. It's just we care so much about work rate, and work rate matters, but personality goes a long way. I'm just going to leave it at that.
That I agree. Yeah, I agree with.
And I don't know if that was the last question from Anna.
Is it?
Let me just be sure. Oh yeah, it was the last question.
Oh wow. Okay.
But thank you guys for the questions. These shows are always fun. Again, I'm sorry if I sound out of it, but hopefully I'll be better next time. So I wonder when. I need to look at the calendar to see. All right, so what's a good day for the next show?
It's Q&A show.
Yeah, next Q&A show. I'm sorry. Let's see. Should we do one on February 18th? Oh, no, not 18th. 17th.
On a
February 17th. No, fuck, I'm getting it wrong. I'm sorry. 18th. I was right the first time. 18th.
18th. Is that not pay-per-view night? Let's look up the pay-per-views real quick.
Oh, you're right about that. So
because I think I don't know if AEW's pay-per-view is
Elimination Chamber's on the 18th, so we definitely can't do that.
There you go. Maybe the week before.
So when's AEW's next pay-per-view?
They are on the they're not until March. It's in March. Okay, yeah. I think the 11th will be cool.
11th. Yeah, let's do the 11th. So February 11th will be the next Q&A show. Do you only want to do one? Let me ask you something. Do you want to just do bi-weekly shows, or do you want to do two? Let me rephrase that. So, do you want to keep it only one Q&A show a month, or do you want to do two?
I mean,
what do you think sounds better?
I don't mind the bi-weekly shows as long as we get the questions for them. I mean, you know what I mean?
All right, so yeah, at the moment we'll keep it bi-weekly, and then there's another slot open on February 25th. Do you want to do a Q&A show on that day as well?
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, so I'll make sure to put it in the events tab on here for the next Q&A shows. All right, guys, thank you for the questions, and thank you guys for showing up and listening and chatting. And we will see you this Wednesday. This coming Wednesday, as usual, will be me and my partner here, Justin, and I believe Ruben might join us.
That'll be Rumble predictions.
Yes, sir. And then next Saturday's the Rumble. So I had to kind of relook and see where we're sitting. We're sitting in the row that's right behind the floor, next to the entrance.
Oh.
So we're going to be seeing the wrestlers coming out.
There you go.
So it's going to be
that's pretty sweet.
Some good shit. But for me and Justin, to you guys, we thank you. And we will see you this coming Wednesday. So peace out.
Peace out.